Hey, welcome back guys to my channel. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos and learning something new from my channel. So in this video, we will be repairing this TCL Roku 50-inch TV. I already found the issue, but I have not fixed it. So you know what, I thought maybe I can make this video so I can document everything step-by-step process. So people that are having the same issue like me, they can kind of, go through the same process like me and hopefully able to fix their TV like I did. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did, right? So this TV had the picture issue like when you turn on the TV, it flicker like it, the LED in the TV like lights up for just flip 1 second and it goes down. So as soon as you see like a TCL logo, it's flick for 1 second, then goes down. But in reality, the TV in the background is working. Now, how do I know that, right? Now, the reason how you know it, you can simply, do the volume up and down, try to change the inputs, things like that, and you will kind of know. And the second option is you can also take a flashlight, put on your screen, and you will be able to see it. I'm not going to show you because I did the same in previous TVs, but take a flashlight. It can be your phone, it can be your flashlight in general. Once the TV is on, you will be able to see something on your screen, and when you change the menu, up and down, right, left, all that stuff, you will be able to see exactly how your TV is. You can see stuff in the background is what I'm trying to say. So right now I still have a bad problem in place, so of course you want to remove your back plate like I did, and I guess let me show you the model number. This is your TCL 50S451. So it's a 50-inch TV. To repair this, or at least I should say to troubleshoot or diagnose this problem, I will be using my LED tester, which is this one, and I will be also using my multimeter, and it will also help you a lot to figure out what the problem is, or how exactly why this is happening and how to get there is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, everything is up here plugged in. I'm going to plug the power cord here like TV is good. I don't know, I'm just going to pretend everything is good. So once I plug it in, TV is not on right now. So the very first thing you will notice here is you will see a red light, which is your optical light, will turn on in just few seconds or so. Let's see. There you go. See the optical light? So, and I have not turned on the TV. The TV is still off. The reason you see this red light is because the power supply is sending a very low voltage, 5 volt or 7 volt, normally it's 5 volt, is sending to the board, which makes your bare minimum working. It includes your IR sensor. So basically when you turn on your power with the remote, your TV will turn on, and at least your some of the brain power is working, but it's not really working all the way. It also what you can also say like a power saving mode, right? So it's just not on is what I'm trying to say. So see, when I do volume, it's not doing anything. So now I'm going to turn on the TV. I'll just show you from the back side because I will be showing you in the front when I have something to show, I guess, because right now you can't see anything. It's just black screen. So I'm going to turn on. Pay attention to areas where you can see the LED lights up. So try to pay attention like here. You know what, maybe let me turn off my lights. My projector light. There you go. Let me turn off this one. There. So now try to pay attention in some of the areas like down here. You will see like a light lit up for 1 second. Let's see. There. I hope you saw it here and here. I'll do it again. But now the TV is turning on. So if I do volume, look at that. See, when I hit home button, it's making sound, and you can see this light here, which is your IR sensor, but the screen is black. Trust me, the screen is black. I'll do it again so you can watch. Let me turn off the TV. So TV is turning off. This light stays on because this is just your optical light. It's basically saying, but if you don't have any of those, imagine your power supply is pretty much dead. Mine is partially good. That's why the whole problem is happening here. So don't assume your power supply is good because it's not fully good. It's partially good. I mean, if you pay attention on my power supply, there are two connectors here, right? This red one and the white one. The white one is going to your LED, which is these two wires, the red and black. This is lighting up all your LEDs inside your screen, which is how the whole backlight and the brightness is working. And the second one is the red wire, which is sending the power to your main board, 12 volt, 7 volt, all different voltage and different, wires. So that makes all your brain working, all the HDMIs and all the stuff working. So this portion is good. right? In our case, this is good, but this is bad. Now I'm going to show you how to figure this out. So, okay, right now, the TV is working. Okay, let me turn on again. Now pay attention again, like somewhere here and here. There. I hope you kind of caught it. Maybe I'll put a little screenshot so you can see it. But yeah, TV is on. We know there's a problem. So at this point, you can go two routes. You have either a bad LED or you have a problem in your power supply. Hey, we don't know, right? Now that is where this little puppy comes in handy. This is your LED backlight tester. This will be a lifesaver when it comes to LED testing. So you don't have to open this whole TV and testing all the LEDs. This will light up your whole TV like normal in just by connecting two wires up to 300 volt, and majority of TV nowadays even 60, 65. I don't know about 70 or 80-inch TV, but majority, average people will be using this puppy will do it. Now I'm gonna take this wire out. It's on right now, but unplug things to be more safe. I'm just doing it because this is the cold side. It also says here how I know it. It's right here. It says cold, and this side says hot. Where is the hot side? Let's see. It says somewhere. I don't know where it is. I mean, I'm sure. There you go. Yeah, you can kind of see down here. So when they say, so kind of there's a line here. So this side is hot line. If you touch it, you can get the electric shock. But this side is your cold side because this is after your little transformer. So it's already converted the power to like a DC volt. So it's not going to shock you. But again, I'm not recommending touching it. I'm doing it because I'm comfortable, but unplug things. Do it in a safe manner. I'm just doing it, but don't do the way I'm doing it. So here I'm going to unplug. So now this is your wire that goes to your LED light, right? Now I'm going to connect my LED tester here. So here is your two wires, right? And you don't have to set any voltage here. So now you don't have to set any voltage in this. This is just automatically detect the voltage. That's the best part about this little gadget here. It does all the job for you. All you have to do is put these two prongs in positive and negative, and you will see the magic. Yeah, to make it easy, I guess I'm gonna plug these two wires, and then with my using some of the alligator clips, so it's easy, so I don't have to hold these tiny thing in there, so I can show you the TV working. So give me just 1 second. Okay guys, I just plugged my alligator clip, so you can kind of see I basically remove those two pins from inside this white connector, and then I use my alligator clip and connect it to these prongs, so that way it's easy and I don't have to really hold them because they're really hard to kind of plug those those pokey little prongs in these little things. So right now the TV is off. Like I said, I'm gonna plug the TV in. Here the TV is plugged in. Of course the light will come on here. It doesn't matter, you can turn on the LED first or the TV. It doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna turn on the thing first so you can kind of see the magic. So there you go. There. Now do you see the lights? Look at this light. This is your LED lights up right here. You can kind of see a little bit here. You can see a little bit down here in the frame. You can see a little bit here. But of course your TV is not on. It's just giving you the IR light, not the IR, the optical light. But the LED is lit up right now. And here you can see it's taking 111 volt. Look at that. I'm going to unplug this, I guess, just to show you. Look at that. It goes back to 300. When you plug it in, it's taking 111 volt now. Now I'm going to turn on my TV. Again, it's off. See, I'm doing a volume, nothing. So here I turn on my TV, and now I'm going to show you the screen. Look at that. See, it's showing all the menu or whatever. There you go. See, everything is working, right? So what does it tell you here? So at this point, your TV is working. Your LEDs are working, so you don't have a bad LEDs. So LEDs are totally fine. Everything is working like normal. Volumes are working. Everything is good. So I'll turn off my TV. Okay, so at this point, you guys know half of the TV is good. The problem somewhere is here, right? But we still don't know 100% if this is the problem. Now, what you have to do is you got to write down this number, or at least memorize it. You need at least 111 or more volt for your TV LED to work. You have some sort of numbers at this point, because without this tool, you have no idea, right, how many volt my LED require. It all depends on how many LEDs you have, what type of, TV manufacturer you are using, because all have their own different way of making LEDs and design the screen and things like that. I mean, all that technical stuff. But all you know is you need minimum of 111 or more volt for your LED to work. Now, next step we will be doing is we will be using our multimeter, and I will basically put everything back on, connect that plastic connector inside, use my multimeter and see what's the output of this power supply is. Now we gotta check the voltage, what's outputting. If it's 111 or more, it should work. If it's 111 or less and not working, then you know there's a problem somewhere here. So let me put everything back in and I'll be back. Alright guys, so everything is plugged in. I just want to show you what I did. Basically my multimeter plugged into those 2 points. Those are going to your LED backlight stuff. So I plugged it in. Technically TV is not even plugged in right now, so that's why it's kind of showing auto. It was showing some voltage before because the capacitors were charged, but now the capacitor looks like it's fully drained. It's back to like auto and 0. I'm gonna plug the power supply in. There, look at that. As soon as I plugged in, you can see the voltage 39, 51, 52, 54, and of course the light is not here yet, so it's still kind of in a phase of giving all the power to standby. So there you go, we have a light. So we are at 55 volt, around 55 volt, right? But if you remember the number, for the LED to light up, you need at least 111 or more. I'm gonna turn on my TV and let's see what happens. There you go. I don't know if you notice again, the same LED lights up again for 1 second and down. Now check out the voltage. It's at 56 volt. I mean, you kind of know the problem at this point. So the problem is it's not giving enough power for your LED to work. Now that is where what I did, I basically went ahead and ordered this puppy online. But yeah, I'm going to show you that piece. There. So I got this online on eBay. Now the problem is this beautiful guy sent me the wrong part after waiting for a week. Let me show you this. It looks very identical, but there is a minor change here. You can see the capacitors is a little smaller and some of the minor changes, and when you verify like a model number, it's kind of changed. So yes, this is not going to work, or at least I'm not going to try. So what I decided, I'm going to repair, or at least try to repair this board itself. So let me remove everything and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so the board is off from the TV. We know the problem is in the power supply now. This is the one I ordered online. This is mine. And I did thought to plugging it in the TV, but I'm like, you know what, let's not give it a try, because you never know. If they're very close, but I still thought it's not a good idea. So what I did, kind of went through the board. If you think about it, like this is your main outlet or socket, whatever you want to call it, for your backlight, and it's only using 2 of the prongs, right? Only 2 prongs here, that makes a difference. Now, I mean, you can go more deep in there, but I'm just going to kind of give you a rough idea. This capacitor is like literally right after the thing. I removed this capacitor. It does say 22 UF, I believe. Yes, the value is 22 UF. Normally, if the capacitors are bad, you will see, like a swollen or like a leak or like a black stuff on the top, things like that. So looking at visually, you can see everything looks like a mint, brand new condition. But I did remove these capacitors and I tested the value with my multimeter. They seems to be good. And then when I tested this puppy, that's where it seems like a culprit is, this puppy. Even though visually it looks perfect. Look at that. Everything looks great. You don't even see any sign of burnt or anything, right? But let me show you this. And we can use this one as like a guinea pig and check this out. So I'm going to use my multimeter and I'll try to test this little diode here. Look at that. This clearly means this is a shorted one. Now I'll do the same here. Now watch this. There you go. You see the number flickering? Now this is what you want. You want these numbers to go up and down, not a short value. Now when I go here, this is the bad puppy. Now I'm going to check these ones just to kind of show you. Yep, here you can see the number. I'm going to check this one. Here you can see the numbers. I'll check here. Here you can see the number, and I'm going to check this one. Here you can see the number. So at this point, I'm pretty positive. Again, I have not fixed the TV yet, and that is where I decided to kind of stop and do it with you guys. I don't think I have this one in stock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this puppy out, put it in here, and swap these out. So let me do this thing, and I'll be back with the results. Okay guys, so the diode is swapped. So you can see the diode is missing here on this new board. I took this one out, and that one I put it inside, and this is the bad one. I did some quick research online. They both are 200 volt diodes. The one in my old one, or the bad one, was 3 ampere. The newer one was 5 ampere. That's the only change. I will also put some numbers. I believe this one is called MBR. So you can kind of see MBR. I think it says 3200 or something. But no worries, I'm going to put all the numbers online. So yeah, this one had 5 ampere. This has 3 ampere, which means they knew this problem or this was happening more often. So they already went ahead and put the 5 ampere diode. So this won't happen as frequent. So it's in there. I have not tested it yet. I'm going to put everything back on and we'll test it. All right, guys, everything is back on. Here you can see I put everything back on as normal. So everything's there. I plug this power cord, and let's see what happens next. Look at that. Let me turn off my lights here. But do you notice something here? Look at this light, and you see this light. You see this light, and it's on the old board. But again, if you can think about it, this little not stupid, but culprit Alright guys, now the fact we know the TV is fixed, I thought why not we should go back and check the voltage again. There. We should go back and check the voltage again so you can kind of see before and after to see if the diagnosis step we were doing was really, has a strong, valuable meaning to it or not. So right now TV is off like before. Of course you can see this light. Check out the voltage. It's same as before, 54. I'm going to turn on the TV. TV is on. Now look at that. DC 120 volt. Now watch again. All the lights are lit up here. Before it was not on. But now you can see 119, which also means my multimeter or this little gadget was very close to right. It was showing 111 volt. So now it's taking 119 volt. So of course now based on the brightness you increase or decrease, these numbers will go up and down. But this is the good number for LEDs to work. And before we were not getting anything beyond 54, 55 volt, which also means you knew there was a problem. So this is just a good way to kind of going back and cross check. That was a good step to check the voltage. And now check out the TV. Look at that. So there you go. It's working perfect. It was all because of this 3 ampere 200 volt diode that caused the whole TV to broke. This little guy. But anyway guys, my plan was to kind of show you the whole process. I hope you guys learned something new from my channel, or at least it was helpful to fix your own TV. If it did, I would appreciate if you can subscribe my channel so you can see more videos in future similar to this. So anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace out.